Okay, hello. Um, just wanted to update. I did a really shit video the other night, which is sort of when this all started. It's nothing. What happen's nothing to do with the video, but the video was more a side effect of what was happening. What's this above here? I wasn't really planning on having viewers. I just got a new. Well, actually, this isn't new. My camera's broke on my phone, so I'm having to use the PC. But where do I start? Shit everywhere. So yeah, it's Easter, which is always oh fuck, that's who's watching. Alright, mate. And I didn't even know I could go live. But anyway, I'll just say what I was going to say. I had a bit of a rough, not even rough. Well, it was rough. A rough few days on, mostly because of the cocaine. The dog. It was. I started smoking coke over the last year, and I haven't really been using. But I haven't been smoking coke a lot, like maybe every fortnight or so. Usually on a Tuesday. But yeah, so Tuesday it happened. Shut up. Shush. Come on. Okay. Tuesday happened, and I made a fool of myself. I done a stupid video as well while I was lit. So I took that down. I haven't even watched it back. I just know it was bad. And yeah, so Wednesday came and I was feeling shit on Wednesday, so I went to the chemist pretty late, and they basically didn't have my script ready. They didn't have the tablets in. So usually I would freak out at that moment, but I was like sort of happy because it gave me an excuse to use. So I went off and I used. Well, it was quite hard. I had to go. There's this homeless fella that I know, although he's a wee bit dodgy, so I had to go and drive him about. He was trying to get me to buy him gear. I didn't want to because I wasted a lot of money the night before. And long story short, he ended up reaching out the car to this fella. So we pulled over in the middle of the street, saw this fella. He didn't even know the fella, but you can sort of tell if someone knows the crack. And we were asking him, "Can we get Brian?" And he was like, "Yeah." So he rings this fella. We got a good contact with like clean gear, which is shocking these days. It was like when I was cooking it up, it just dissolved straight away, turned into brown straight away. Usually you have to fight with it and put rubbing alcohol in it and all. But yeah, so I got sorted. I got a bag. Went home, used. It was half decent. You can tell when it's clean because it doesn't really overpower you the same way straight away. It sort of comes on slow. So by the time I got that in, I went up for another one. I was driving and all, shouldn't have been. And yeah, I started to feel it, and I got home, did the second bag, and it was on all the good. We hit had to smoke weed to get the hit going properly, but the sort of shit stuff happened after. I've been feeling terrible the last few days. It's sort of surprising as well because I only had a small amount and it's made me feel terrible. I think it's more of a mental thing than physical, although it does feel physical. But yeah, now Easter's here and I have I don't have to go to the chemist now until next Wednesday, so I've got all my script home with me, and I'm on my own now as well. I've no family around me at the minute, so I'm in it's prime time for me to use, but I'm choosing not to today, because there is a chance I will see my family and stuff. So, but I've got until Tuesday. Tuesday's the last day of my take homes, so any day from now till Tuesday I can go ahead and use. But I'm more just disappointed in myself for having this slip up, because I've been clean since October, and well, say clean, like I've been off the smack since October. But yeah, it's sort of shit. I don't even know why I'm recording this really. I just seen that I could do it live, so I was like, "Ah, fuck it, I'll go live." But I've nothing really to talk about. I've no phone to record on. I do have a phone, but it's just not working. But yeah, just started feeling real hopeless at the minute, and almost like if I don't have anything to wake up for, I might as well just use. I've been spending a lot of time just on the fucking PC, like watching shit. Dead on, bro. Yeah, I'll be fine. I'll get through it. Like I know I will. I'm just feeling shit. The house is a complete disaster as well. Can't really tell from what's on screen here, but it's bad. But enjoy your Easter. I wish I could, but I've got these people. Talk soon, man. I've got these people reaching out to me, trying to get me to, buy gear, because whenever I was high, I was texting everyone trying to get sorted. Well, before I got sorted, actually, I was texting everyone, and then when I got sorted, I just stayed in touch, because you sort of slip back into that mindset of, now I'm on the gear again. But sort of don't know what to do, because I can't. It's like I've 1 foot in the world of using and 1 foot in the sober world. I can't really fully invest into either of them. Miraculously, though, yeah, well, I will do. Sorry, I'm just reading that comment. Miraculously, though, every time I do slip back into using, I tend to find gear pretty easily. I don't know why I'm knocking wood for that. I know I should hope that I don't, but I don't want to jinx it in the future if I need to use that I can't get any. If that makes sense. But yeah, I was surprised how I was able to get sorted. And I was desperate to use on Wednesday, because I didn't have any of my script, so I was going to get mild withdrawals. Shush. Come on. But yeah, my whole world's just sort of crumbled around me since I did slip up. You can just tell by if I pan the camera around, you'd see the mess that I'm living in. And there are people that say, like, your surroundings, reflect how your mind is. So the state of my surroundings is a good reflection of how my mind is now. I don't really have much to say. I am just sort of, as Jordan said, there, documenting what's happening. As well, I haven't really been talking out loud, because I'm always on my own. Sort of, I'm not on my own because I've no one to talk to, which is, do sort of have no one to talk to, but I'm sort of forcing that to be the case because I have people reaching out to me trying to get me to play the guitar, work on music, you know, other things, go back to boxing, stuff like that. And I'm always pushing it away. And then on the other hand, I have addicts ringing me trying to get me to buy gear or drive them about so they can sell gear, stuff like that. And I'm not doing that either, so I'm just caught in limbo really. Um, I don't have any sort of goals or plan. Um, I have been sort of relying on my family, but I can sort of see that that isn't constant either. I can't always rely on that. I have to sort of be what's the word? Self-reliant, resilient. I don't know, but I have to sort of start working on putting things in place so that I'm able to stay healthy. Otherwise, I will just sort of fade away. And the whole point of using is really to escape from responsibilities, and it is a good escape, but it is a waste as well. It's a trap. No worries, man. But yeah, I'm sort of running out of stuff to say anyway. I don't really know what I came on for, but I'm just sort of saying stuff for the first time because I've been basically bedridden since Thursday. I actually had to go to like a addiction group session on Thursday morning. So I've been using Wednesday. I've been up all night, and then I got a phone call. Yeah, maybe I do have the right tools and thoughts, but just the sort of motivation. I don't have any motivation to change things. It's so easy to fall back into the old way of living. Although I say it's easy, but it's not that easy because I do still have a life with being sober. As I was saying about the the group, they rang me on Thursday morning because I had to play the guitar in this wee therapy group. It was like a special session. Yeah, that is one thing. People, places, and things. They always. I remember the first time I heard that, I was freaking out because I put my whole life was about people, places, and things. So they're basically saying, right, give up everything you know. And I have sort of done that, but I am always surprised how I can just go back to people that I've abandoned. But the people that take me back are always the ones that are using. So they're probably taking you back for what you can do for them. Also, it's shit to be on your own using, so it's probably just a bit of company as well. Although saying that, I don't mind being on my own using. I don't really mind being on my own sober either, but I do get sick of it. Sort of sick of it today. But at the same time, like I could reach out to someone and go and do something, but I just don't want to. But at the same time, I want this sort of feeling to go away. So it's a prime time to use, basically, and I have the ability to use now. I have 2 contacts that I could go and buy gear off right now, but I'm choosing not to. I've taken my Espinor for today. Espinor is like same as Suboxone, Subutex, it's just a different compound. It's like a wafer that you can dissolve on your tongue. Although I was sort of tempted to inject that today because you can dissolve the wafer into a liquid and inject that. But the reason I'm not doing that is because I don't want to mess up my veins anymore. that I have. My hands already can't really see, but that was where I was using here, and it's all the veins have gone there. They'll probably come back. They always touch wood sort of do, but the majority of my veins are all around here. Not now you can't see them, but in the shower they come out. But I can't. You can't really inject there. It's impossible. Yeah, yeah. People in recovery sort of do try and help. It's just like you don't really have the same connection with them that you used to have with your sort of your childhood friends. I've been ignoring my friends for years, um, and they always give me a second chance, but at the same time, it's like they're not always the best for me. Will you be quiet? But yeah, my wee dog sort of keeps me going. He's the one that gets me out of bed in the morning. But I feel sorry for him all the time as well because he just sits and growls at me all day. I haven't really been the best owner. I've been feeding him and giving him water, but I haven't been taking him out when it's so sunny. I'm like a fucking vampire. I watched Dracula this morning actually. Yeah, sort of I'm jealous of yourself that you can be clean for that long. I never feel any difference from it. It is hard to believe, you're right. um, I tend to be the longer I'm clean, but although saying that, like I'm not clean like the way NA would say you're clean. I'd be more just focus on one drug and clean off the opiates. But then saying that, I'm on the buprenorphine every day. It's the substitute, so you're not even really. You're only clean mentally. You're not physically clean. You're still dependent on the substance. That's sort of why I have to inject every time as well, because smoking the heroin doesn't do it for me when I come off those. You sort of would need a good few days off those and be properly sick before you could smoke and get a reading. But yeah, I sort of just wait until it's been 24 hours since I last had those tablets, and um, then I would use I have to inject to get a reading. But yeah, I do. I know what you mean by you're putting your life at risk. But that's never really a worry. You're sort of it is a worry. Like I was really happy before Tuesday as well. I just had a really bad night on the coke. Then it was like a perfect storm the next day at the pharmacy, which has never happened in 9 years of being on these tablets. I've never went and I've not had them. They said they didn't order enough, so it was a problem with their computers or some shit. But I was just sort of like, all right, bye, I'm away to use. I didn't tell him that. Like, then the next day he was like, how'd you get through yesterday? And I was like, oh, I had to like sort of pretend it was hard. And I was like, oh, I was in bed and it was hard, but really I was using. And then I waited till like 6 to get my tablets the next day. So he would have been like, well, thought he needed these, But there is a way. Like you sort of want this. Like I'm not that I would like this life, but I'm sort of wanting it because I could choose to go on the implant. There's like an injection you can get an implant of buprenorphine once a month, and then you can't use. If you use, it won't work. The receptors are already full with buprenorphine. Yeah, I think I will. I've been thinking that since the start. I remember being when I first went on these tablets. Yeah, it probably is good for the long term. Because like the implant, I've heard that you can actually just kick the addiction. Like there's reports of people. This is what I've seen online, but there's reports of people not going back for the injection. Although I sort of think as an addict, I'm like, I bet you they just went back on the gear and said, basically what I mean is like people get this once a month, and then the odd time addicts won't go back for their injection because they don't need it. So they've sort of tapered off it like it stays in their system after. That's what puts me off the implant, because I think that you never would be able to use again, which is stupid. Like, I should go on it for that fucking reason. But I'll make up all sorts of excuses to the addiction people. I'll be like, oh, I don't really like the idea of an injection. I like that my tablet gets me out of my bed, and it's sort of it's therapeutic for me. Which might be true. Like, a lot of the day, my whole day is centered around getting up for my tablets. I was talking to the pharmacist about it. Was it yesterday? He was sort of saying like it would be a good idea for me to go on that. I think they just don't really like giving out those tablets. Um, so that's his side of it. But he was saying like you wouldn't have to do all this carry on, But he doesn't realize that's my whole life, going up to the pharmacy. Fucks it. I go there, and then I go to the butcher's across the street, come home, walk the dog, cook the food, and then maybe go to the gym or play guitar or something. But I don't know. I've spouted on here for a while, and maybe just I don't even know what I'm gonna do after this. I know I'm not going to use today. I've taken my dose. I have to get through tomorrow. I'll probably not use then, because there's a chance I'll be seeing family tomorrow. But then I have Monday and Tuesday to get through. Though I do have a urine test next Monday, but I've already I don't really mind if I get caught in my sample. Like, I've been caught before, and it sort of takes the pressure off me. I don't know. No, I appreciate that. I do. I do like doing these wee videos and stuff. It just gives me a wee perspective once I've finished, and then I'm able to keep track of it as well. How I was doing throughout and compare it to how I'm doing now. It's just funny because I was doing so good with this. No worries, man. I'm gonna go soon as well. But thanks for checking in. I hope you have a good Easter as well. Hopefully, I get to see my family tomorrow. I'm not saying too much on this, but that's part of the reason I'm struggling at the minute. Mine's just I've got my mind to myself, but I'll finish this up here myself. But yeah, I can't remember what I was saying there. Yeah, I know it was just about. Cheers, stay safe as well, Jordan. Thank you, man. I was just saying about how I used to like before, like now I feel like horrible compared to how I felt before Tuesday. I was in a really strong mindset. I was actually like my anxiety was gone and all. I was like confident, going outside and facing. Like, usually I'd be looking over my shoulder, like I'd shudder when I hear my phone go. And I'm like that again now, but before that relapse, I was out of all that. I had a lust for life. So maybe that is a sign that it does get better. But for me, I've sort of started to accept recently that it goes up and it goes down. We actually did a really, really good session in my week group. It was about mindfulness, and it worked really well. But I sort of think it's a bit like hypnotism. Like, it worked while they were doing it. It was just, it's hard to describe, but you sort of close your eyes, and then they're like, oh, picture an anchor or some shit. But yeah, it was working, and then I kept asking them, like, how do you make this work all the time? Like, if for me this works now while we're doing it, I knew this going in mindfulness. Like, I could just do mindfulness now. And they were like, yeah, so think of all the time you put into using, and then you won't put 3 minutes into doing a wee mindfulness thing. But I won't. I literally won't do it. I don't know why. It's just, I probably would enjoy it. It's the same with the guitar. I won't play the guitar now, but I need to be practicing. I'm doing like a wee jam session every Tuesday, which sort of is has been good for me, but it's also a double-edged sword because when I go there, I drink, and when I leave there, I also take tablets to go there, so it's sort of false in that sense. But I think it does have a long-lasting effect when you're sober too. But I keep getting fucked up and then texting people from it and all, and then regretting what I've texted and all. It's just fucking bullshit. But anyway, I'm gonna shoot on here. Thanks for watching. To yourself, Jordan, and anyone else who watches, you're more than welcome. Just don't share the video, please. Anyway, I'll head on, and if I have any interesting updates, I'll post them. This will be my new platform now because my phone's fucked. Anyway, bye.